Are they singing? So are they singing? Should I ask him if you've rung the bell? Is this? Are they singing? No, I don't think. Just say ring bell question mark. Oh, looks good. Ring the bell.
Good morning. Our introit this morning is If Not Now, When, with words from Pirkei Avot and an English translation by Ariel Corman. The composer's note is this. It's from the Justice Choir Songbook. Ariel writes, these lyrics are the three questions Rabbi Hillel asks in Pirkei Avot. What happens to us when we do not stand up for ourselves when we are hurting? What happens to us when we focus so much on our own well-being that we cannot see the pain of another? When will we start to change our habits, to wake up, to show up? My father and I wrote this song understanding the crucial role music plays in bringing people together to pray and to stand up for justice. At this time, these words seem particularly poignant, for it is the least of us who will be hurt the most by this pandemic. Im aina lili mili uksheani leatzmi mani vim lo akshavai matai im lo akshavai matai im aina Uksheani leatzmi mani, v'im lo akshavai matayim lo akshavai matai. If I am not for me, who will be? If I am just for me, what does that make me? And if not now, then when? If not now, then when? If I am not for me, who will be? If I am just for me, what does that make me? And if not now, then when? If not now, then when?
morning. Welcome to First Parish in Brookline, a Unitarian Universalist congregation. I'm Judd Wolfskill. I'm your intern minister, and welcome to this new way of worshiping together. Wherever your life and faith journey have taken you, wherever you've been, you're welcome here. And whatever your gifts and abilities, however you identify your gender or your sexual orientation, you're welcome here. If this is your first time, what we normally do is have you fill out a visitor card, but instead, please introduce yourself on the comments on Facebook Live. And also, please feel free to reach out to us at firstparishinbrookline.org and let us know if you'd like to be contacted by a minister or by the pastoral care team, or even if you just want to say hello. The service is led today by Reverend Lisa Perry Wood. And right afterwards, we're going to have a virtual coffee hour. And the link is in your order of service, but it's also on firstparishinbrookline.org. And then at 1 p.m., the Director of Religious Education, Lacey Adams, is going to be having Justice Seeking Sunday for the young people. And once again, welcome. We're so glad to have you here today.
Judge just finished speaking, but you're crooked. Is it on me yet? Yes, done. Beloveds, here we are, inescapably right here in this moment. It is so clear to us right now that we can be nowhere else but in each moment. And I'm so glad that in this moment you chose to be here in this virtual space. And I want you to know that I'm imagining all of your faces right now. Our opening words are from Brother Richard Hendrick, a Capuchin Franciscan monk. This is lockdown. Yes, there is fear. Yes, there is isolation. Yes, there is panic buying. Yes, there is sickness. Yes, there is even death. But they say that in Wuhan, after so many years of noise, you can hear the birds again. They say that after just a few weeks of quiet, the sky is no longer thick with fumes, but blue and gray and clear. They say that in the streets of Assisi, people are singing to each other across the empty squares, keeping their windows open so that those who are alone may hear the sounds of family around them. They say that a hotel in the west of Ireland is offering free meals and delivery to the homebound. Today, a young woman I know is busy spreading flyers with her number through the neighborhood so that the elders may have someone to call on. Today, churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples are preparing to welcome and shelter the homeless, the sick, the weary. All over the world, people are slowing down. To how little control we really have, to what really matters, to love. So we pray and we remember that, yes, there is fear, but there does not have to be hate. Yes, there is isolation, but there does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there is panic buying, but there does not have to be meanness. Yes, there is sickness, but there does not have to be disease of the soul. Yes, there is even death, but there can always be a rebirth of love. Wake to the choices you make as to how to live now. Today, breathe. Listen behind the factory noises of your panic. The birds are singing again. The sky is clearing, spring is coming, and we are always encompassed by love. Open the windows of your soul, and though you may not be able to touch across the empty square, sing. Dear friends, Let us enter into this beloved and sacred space and time. Come, let us worship together.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience with us this morning as we explore this new way of worshiping together. This is unusual and different for all of us, but it is wonderful to be with you even virtually. Our opening hymn this week is an old American folk song called Echoes. I was looking for hymns this week that we could sing as a call and response. So I'll sing a line and I'm going to sing it and I'm going to have you repeat the line back to me. And I found this song called Echoes. I wasn't able to find much history on the song, but the original lyrics really seemed to fit kind of where we are right now. It goes like, so I'm going to sing this first verse and let's try it as a call and response. Echo, I can hear you. Echo, I can hear you. Though I can't go near you. Though I can't go near you. You're so far away. You're so far away. So that's how that goes. Now, I forgot to say at the very beginning, if you haven't found our order of service, it can be downloaded on our homepage, firstparishinbrookline.org. And there we have all of the lyrics to all of the songs that we'll be singing. But for now, this one is a call and response, so let's give this a whirl all together. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Echo, I can hear you, though I can't go near you. You're so far away. My friends, I can feel you, though I can't go near you. Our love is here to stay. I am singing with you, though I cannot hear you. Our love is here to stay. I will worship with you, though I can't sit near you. Our love is here to stay. We worship here today. Our love is here to stay.
I guess we should go because I don't know. Now I'd like to invite Zoe Perrywood to light the chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith the world over. As she lights the chalice, please join me in our unison affirmation in your order of service, first in Spanish and then in English. Nos entregamos y nos comprometemos a caminar juntos como congregación, prometiendo con mucha fe cuidarnos mutuamente y deleitarnos en el amor que permanecerá entre nosotros. We give ourselves one unto another, covenanting to walk together as a congregation, promising faithfully to watch over one another and to delight for love to abide in our midst. Each week, we also light 2 candles of peace and hope, each candle representing a different place on earth that we want to lift up and remember this morning as a sacred encounter with the world. After each of the candles is lit, we will speak the words for peace in English, Arabic, and Hebrew. Peace, salam, shalom. Our first candle is lit for countries around the globe lacking the medical resources of wealthier countries such as the United States. We pray that their governments will accept critical aid from other countries as needed and put the needs of their people above politics, historical conflicts, status, and all other divisive factors. Peace, salam, shalom. Our second candle is lit for the health and safety of all the medical workers and first responders here in Massachusetts and throughout the United States, with our deep gratitude for their bravery, kindness, and determination during this virus outbreak. Peace, salam, shalom.
Hi, everybody. Good morning this Sunday morning. This is our time for all ages. For those of you who have been joining us for Ari Story Time during the week, this is actually Benny's Nursery, where we host story time at 2 p.m. every day during the weekdays. And so in the same vein as story times we've been telling, our time for all ages is actually a short book today. Our whole worship service is about how do we be community? How do we sort of meet the needs of our community in this moment? And so I wanted to share a book with you that Benny recently was given that I think says something about the kinds of things that we might do as a community in this moment. So the book is called It's a Mitzvah. So we're going to read It's a Mitzvah together. There are a few of the pages we're going to skip, so we're not going to read the entire board book, but be of good cheer. A board book is short, so it shouldn't be long. So mitzvahs are things that you should do and shouldn't do. Take a look at the ways that you could be a good Jew. Be kind to your parents. They take care of you. Respect your elders, like your grandparents too. Learning is a mitzvah. Help your brain grow. Be curious, study, and share what you know. Do your homework at night and make time to read. For the people of the book, that's a good deed. Look around, count your blessings, and show gratitude by giving to others. Clothes, money, or food. Gather toys, collect change, and show you care. Tzedakah or charity makes the world fair. Don't let people go hungry. We Jews love to eat. Bring bagels or brisket, a babka or sweet. Visit someone who's lonely or sick, stuck in bed. Animals have feelings too. Make sure that they are fed. Welcome neighbors or strangers on holidays. It's a fun, tasty mitzvah in so many ways. Share matzo ball soup at a Seder table. Eat Hanukkah latkes and spin a dreidel. Bake hamantaschen and host a Purim spiel. Build a leafy sukkah. Share a big meal. Don't lie and don't fight. Don't call people names. Don't be jealous. Don't steal. Don't cheat during games. Give high fives and say good game on the field or the court with teammates and rivals. Be a good sport. Be a good classmate. You can praise a friend's art. Share your snack or your toys and show the love that's in your heart. When the sun goes down every Friday night, light candles and bless the challah as they burn bright. On Shabbat, we slow down and it's time to rest and play, to enjoy friends and family on Saturday. Okay. Tikkun Olam. Take care of the earth, pick up trash, keep it clean, don't waste, do recycle, and plant something green. From your home to your school to your town where you're living, look for ways you can make the world better by giving. So that's the question I want to leave all of us with today. What are ways that we can, in our home, with our schoolmates, in our families, and in our community, what are ways that we can make the world a better place? How do we help make the world better today, tomorrow, and every day?
Now I'd like to invite you into a time of silent meditation. We're going to have a bit longer time, and I'm going to invite you during the silence to write in the comments any joys and concerns that you may want to lift up this morning. So please enter into the silence with me, which I'll end by ringing the bell again. Ann Copeland lights a candle of love going out to all of our family members who are living alone. Jeff Caddo lights a candle of joy for smiles from neighbors craving human contact. Claire Riley lights a candle of concern for her sister-in-law who lost her job on Friday. Emily Cherry lights a candle of celebration for her mama's birthday today and how she wishes that they could be together. David Hawkins lights a candle of joy. Joellen and I are so glad to be well, and especially for sharing this wonderful service with all of you. Kristen McIntyre lights a candle of healing for her friend who is currently in the hospital with COVID. Kim Whalen lights a candle of joy for her neighbor lending her dog to walk. Sue Andrews lights a candle for her mom, who is on lockdown in a nursing home in Augusta, Georgia. So far, no corona cases, hoping that status remains. Gail Day says, joy for friends. Ann Gilmore lights a candle of concern for the Mashpee Wampanoags, who were dealt a cruel, severe announcement this week by the federal government that the few acres of reservation they have will be disestablished. Prilla Brackett lights a candle of joy for actually being with her two families, 6 feet apart, on an adventurous outing and picnic, and for anticipation for a virtual chat with George on Tuesday. Carol Spitzer lights a candle for the Dundon family who lost their patriarch, Patrick Dundon. He lived a long, fine life. Tanya Gurian lights a candle of joy for her neighbors who have been shopping for them. Mia Simkowitz lights a candle for her sister, who's now in the hospital for drinking. Dorothy Richardson lights a candle for the most vulnerable families among us and the front line of mental health and social work providers supporting them. And now we light one candle, as always, for all those joys and concerns that are still held within our hearts. May they find peace. And we close with our candle prayer. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding you. There is a love holding all. We rest in that love. Now, please join me in the spirit of prayer. Spirit of life and love, spirit of no name and all names, we come here today bringing our confusion, our fears, our whole hurting selves. For we have remembered the inestimable value of every human life. Every day, the news brings us more questions than answers, more uncertainty than clarity. We know that we are all we have, and we fear that we are not enough. Spirit of all that is holy, help us. Bathe our ears. Soothe our senses. Cleanse our eyes. Wrap your mother's arms around us. For we need to be reminded of all that is holy, to remember what is precious and good. We ask for the strength to remember that we are the helpers. We are the hope. We are the face behind the protective mask. We are the emergency workers, the medical staff, the garbage collectors and mail carriers. We are the package deliverers, the grocery workers. We are kindness to strangers. We are the pets and the very young children trying to make sense of the suspended time. We are hearts glued to the television. We are compassion for the whole world and for those suffering near and far. We are on hospital floors searching for ventilators. We are the impulse to run toward chaos. We are the helpers and the hope. Inside our breaking hearts is all the evidence we need that an unshakable conspiracy of goodness thrives even in the worst of times. May all be held. May all have peace, hope, and healing. Amen. And blessed be.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be with you today and to share the anthem with you. This is a song by Peter, Paul, and Mary called Where Have All the Flowers Gone? If you know it, sing along at home. I'm sure I can feel you from here. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Young girls pick them, everyone. Oh, when will they ever learn? Oh, when will they ever learn? Where have all the young girls gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young girls gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young girls gone? Gone for young men, everyone. Oh, when will they ever learn? Oh, when will they ever learn? Where have all the young men gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young men gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young men gone? Gone for soldiers, everyone. Oh, when will they ever learn? Oh, when will they ever learn? Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the soldiers gone? Gone to graveyards, everyone. Oh, when will they ever learn? Oh, when will they ever learn? Where have all the graveyards gone? Long time passing. Where have all the graveyards gone? Long time ago. Where have all the graveyards gone? Gone to flowers, everyone. Oh, when will they ever learn? Oh, when will they ever learn? Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Young girls pick them, everyone. Oh, when will we ever learn? Oh, when will we ever
Thank you so much, Emily. That was beautiful. Hi, everyone. Good morning. So I started coming to First Parish back in 2011 on Easter Sunday. I'd been in Boston for about 3 years, and I had tried out a couple of different church communities early on in my time, but I had never really found one that I particularly liked. For some reason on that Easter, I decided it was time for me to try again. I remembered seeing First Parish one day when I'd turned off of Route 9 to avoid some traffic. So that's where I walked from my apartment in Jamaica Plain. From the moment I walked in those big doors at the back of the sanctuary, I felt like I'd come home. The choir was doing jazz Easter music that year, and I sat in awe near the back of the sanctuary as I witnessed my first ever UU service. I'd forgotten how much I'd missed singing in a choir, and after the service, I shyly approached Keith and asked him if I could find out about the next round of auditions because I was sure that the opportunity had passed. He smiled and said to me, "Just come on Wednesday and we'll do an audition after that." I did, and as they say, the rest is history. That moment was a turning point for me, and I've reflected recently about just how pivotal it was for me to come into this community at that time in my life. Especially now in this new reality of social distancing, I've been able to take the time to step back and zoom out on my life a little bit. Really no pun intended, but that's kind of funny now that we're on Zoom. Almost everything in my life right now can be connected back to First Parish. I think most of you know that I met Elizabeth singing in the choir at church, as well as the other section leaders and Keith, who have become some of my closest friends. Some of you may remember Oriana, our alto section leader, who was an artist in residence with the Metropolitan Chorale at the time, and invited me to a concert of hers back in March of 2013. And I auditioned for them a few months later after being encouraged by Elizabeth and Oriana that I could sing in a group of that caliber. That chorus has enriched my life in more ways than I can count. Oliver came into this world in December 2016, and he has literally been shaped by each and every one of you. Elizabeth and I are still able to sing together in the choir because so many of you have offered to come watch Oliver on Wednesday nights, and the church has generously started offering nursery care during choir rehearsals on Sunday mornings, which we are so grateful for. Oliver loves coming to church on Sundays because he knows he'll get to play with his trains in the nursery, see his friends, and get hugs from his huge extended family of First Parish adults who love him as though he is their own child or grandchild. Knowing that he is going to grow up in this community makes me so happy because I have seen the kids who come out of First Parish, and they are extraordinary human beings. He will be free to go out into the world and make his own choices, and he will be able to do this with a solid foundation of values grounded in community and love. This is why I pledged to First Parish and why we build this into our budget every year despite the cost of living in Boston and our ridiculous student loan debt. This community has given me so much, and I believe it is important to give back to the places and communities that enrich our souls. In some ways, now might be a strange time to think about investments given the current economic climate, but I encourage you all to continue to pledge whatever amount you can give. We will come out of this difficult time, and we will continue to support each other and this community, perhaps in ways we can't see yet. I encourage all of you to take advantage of this time to do some self-reflection. How many things in your life can you connect back to First Parish? You may be surprised at everything you come up with. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. The offering will now be gratefully received. You can make a donation via texting by dialing 617-996-8956. Again, that's 617-996-8956. Or you can donate to us through PayPal on our website, firstparishbrookline.org. And I guess I wasn't really planning on saying anything, but the opportunity to share and make music with everyone, especially now, is so important to myself, and I think all of you as well. And so I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to share something with the community. this song actually was chosen by my wife, Mariah, who cried immediately when I started playing it. You don't have to cry. But I do just want to say, like, I'm a big crier, as many of you may know. And during this anxious, tense time, when I'm crying about stupid things, it's easier for me to just let myself cry. So I encourage you to let it go, even when it seems stupid, and hold each other, even when they don't make sense, and take care of each other. So thank you very much. As you go through life, you'll see there is so much that we don't understand. And the only thing we know is things don't always go the way we plan. But you'll see every day that we'll never turn away. When it seems all your dreams come undone, we will stand by your side, filled with hope and filled with pride. We are more than we are one family. We are one family, we are one. If there's so much I must be, can I still just be me, the way I am? Can I trust in my own heart, or am I just one part of some big plan? Even those who are gone are with us as we go on. Your journey has only begun. Tears of pain, tears of joy, one thing nothing can destroy is our pride deep inside. We are one. We are one family, we are one family, we are one family, we are one. We are one, you and I. We are like the earth and sky. One family under the sun. All the wisdom to lead, all the courage that you need, you will find when you see we are one family. We are one family, we are one family, we are one family.
So, just talk. For all that you have given and for all that we have received, we say thank you.
Our reading today is Our Ancestors Knew How to Weave by J.L. Kempfe. Today, we define ourselves, warriors walking uphill in a muddy whiteout, carrying our elderly, the sick on our backs, as we sing our children into the next generation. We are in this together. Your blood, your breath is mine. We are in this together. Today, we define ourselves as individuals, family, kiaspie, a family, the owate. Today, we decide who we are. Will we stand together in the discomfort, uncertainty, forging a new fabric of cohesion out of kindness, intention, awareness? Will we change, stay home, shift our habits, take care of our community, find ways to help those most impacted, the stranger, the refugee? Today, commit to one act of the warrior. Feel that invisible thread of this fabric forgotten, but there nonetheless. A fabric that wove us all together generations ago, when we raised barns and hunted buffalo and celebrated a woman's coming of age. Whatever your culture, your traditions, breathe it in. Our ancestors knew how to weave. All we must do is pick up the needles and begin again, listening to their whispers. We are in this together. Your blood, your breath is mine. We are in this together today.
Will you join me in singing Blue Boat Home, one of our favorite hymns here at the church? Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue
This is a strange time, dear ones, and it's also a blessed time. It helps to remember that there have always been hard and scary times and people who have found ways to get through them. The key is that we are in this together, weaving our community close, as Jael Camphe says, picking up the needles and forging a new fabric of cohesion out of kindness, intention, and awareness. In the past couple of weeks, a phrase used by Winston Churchill to hearten British resolve and call out the United States on the eve of the Second World War kept ringing in my head, their finest hour. Here's what Churchill said: Hitler knows he will have to break us in this island or lose the war. If we can stand up to him, all Europe may be freed and the life of the world may move forward into broad, sunlit uplands. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duties and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say this was their finest hour. Their finest hour. This famous phrase echoed again in 1970 when the Apollo 13 oxygen tank failed and the lunar module was in danger of not returning to Earth. Lead flight director Gene Kranz overheard people saying that this could be the worst disaster NASA had ever experienced, to which he responded, with all due respect, I believe this is going to be our finest hour. Imagine, my friends, if we could make our response to this crisis, this current disaster, our finest hour. If later we looked back and told stories of how we came together as a community and continued to live out our mission of love, service, and justice. I have no doubt whatsoever that Unitarian Universalists in general, and specifically those of us here at First Parish, are at our best when we are called to serve. Our mission statement is summed up in these words: called by love, sustained by community, committed to justice. Here at First Parish, we're strongly oriented toward service to each other, toward our own community, and the cause of justice everywhere. It's in our UU and our First Parish DNA. Our sixth UU principle, building a world of peace, justice, and liberty, is reflected right here. It may be what brought you to this community. It's certainly one of the reasons that I'm here. And today I add the word healing, because in this moment, that's another thread woven into our mission, here and in the larger world. Healing by staying together, supporting each other, our community, and the larger world in a myriad of ways. I saw that this last week, as I do every week, right here at First Parish. So many things in our lives have changed right now, that the impulse of this congregation to reach out, to offer healing, to right wrongs, to bring greater peace and justice to this hurting world, well, that hasn't changed in the least. If anything, we are finding new and more powerful ways every day to do that. That spirit was present last Thursday in volunteers doing virtual phone banking for justice, in our newly initiated prayer circle, in the open arms of one of our members offering housing to an immigrant desperately in need. It was there in the offers of grocery shopping, meals, and Uber cards that came into my inbox. There in the dozens of calls and emails to community members from our pastoral care team, our retired ladies who lunch group, our small group leaders, and committee chairs. I witnessed our community forging ahead with social justice work, making calls to get out the vote, turning around grant monies to support immigrant-serving nonprofits to continue their work, and dreaming up new ways to welcome visitors. That spirit was there in our staff, figuring out how to offer virtual worship, and a member stepping up to keep us all connected through a terrific Friday night TGIF. It is all just exactly who we are. Have no doubt, dear friends, First Parish is alive and well. Our mission is healthy and thriving, and our creativity apparently knows no bounds. Our ancestors knew how to weave a community, and so do we. This could be our finest hour. Last week, we started our annual Canvas season, our pledge drive. And some of us wondered if it was a strange thing for us to be doing right now. others of us said no for two important reasons. First, we had coached our canvassers to begin their conversations by asking, how are you doing? How is your family? Is there anything you need? Is there any way First Parish can help? We're using these calls first and foremost to assess the health and needs of our community. How are you doing? How are you doing really? We want to know. If your life has fallen apart, if you have no income, don't know how you're going to pay your bills or have any food, we want to know that. There are resources in Brookline and in other towns, funds that are meant to support community members. I also have a minister's discretionary fund that can be accessed. Please let us know if you have any needs. We are here for you, for shopping or meals or connection or emergency funds. Secondly, of course, our canvassers ask if you're able to pledge, if you haven't pledged before, or would maybe increase if you have. They'll answer questions, give you information. If they don't know the answers, they'll find out for you. You can write a check, you can pledge online, give once or weekly or monthly. For those of us who are able right now, as someone said last week regarding our social justice work, this could be the time to double down on our commitment to First Parish, double down on our commitment to our community and its mission, double down on love and peace and justice, double down on healing for ourselves, our community, and the world. Where better than right here? What better time than now to bind up each other's wounds, carry others to safety, and tend our hurting world as it struggles to recover. Double down on this community, however that looks for you. Double down on First Parish. Let's all look back on this as our finest hour. Now, many of you have been using the comments section of the live feed, and that is so great. I'm going to ask you to do something right now, and I'm going to pause for a moment for you to do it. I'm going to ask you to write in the comments, I pledged, or we're pledging today, or I'll pledge right after the service. No amounts, no numbers, it's all good, as the kids say. Just let us know that you're with us. Whether you're new to First Parish or been coming to for decades, whatever you can offer, it's all welcome. You'll find the donate button on our webpage, but for now, just let us know that you're with us. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute. Thank you for that pledge storm, and it's still coming in. It's wonderful. So wonderful to see all of your names. Amen. Pledging, budgets, money, it's all about counting. And we're in the season of counting days of Lent and the 3 days till the resurrection, counting the Omer, the days between Passover and Shavuot, the days of Ramadan and days until the Hajj, and now the days of the shutdown and staying home. And all of that counting, including the dollars we put toward building this community we love, all of it feels sacred somehow. It all matters. I was reminded this week by Reverend Dr. Liz Theoharis, director of the Kairos Center for Religions, Rights, and Social Justice and co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign, that plague in the Bible is not a storm weathered before a return to normalcy, that plagues like this virus expose the foundations of injustice. We saw that in the racist rancor that surfaced immediately toward Asian Americans, then was fired up by our president calling this the Chinese or Wuhan virus. We're seeing it in our government's refusal to take measures that could have limited the spread of the coronavirus and increased the availability of testing. She says, we've seen a bipartisan bill excluding 80% of the workforce from paid sick leave. School districts across the country scrambling to feed hundreds of thousands of children with families too poor to put food on the table. Homeless families being told to shelter in place who cannot even practice the social distancing we're called to do. Our beloved neighbors forced to travel for hours, waiting in cramped lines to keep check-in appointments with ICE. A healthcare system on the brink after decades of budget cuts, privatization, and a focus on profits over patients and public health. We see today in stark reality the truth that 140 million people in America are either already poor or one health crisis or missed paycheck away from poverty, nearly half the US population. This is the foundation of injustice exposed, my friends. There is work to do, and it's work we can do right here. This is a call to come together in new ways in order to survive, beloveds, to hold the powerful responsible for their unjust policies and for the lies they've told to cover up injustice, and to rebuild on our foundation right here at First Parish of love, service, and justice, to make sure that right here we continue to build the beloved community that has sustained us, that holds us right now, that will be here for our children and for theirs, so that we and they can look back on this someday as our finest hour. For now, my dear friends, be present. Remember that you are good enough. Notice that there are small hidden gifts: driving less, listening more, eating together, that many of us recognize. Know that it's okay, even healthier, not to be achievement or productivity driven right now, that worry is wasted energy. Remember that we can help each other and that we are all in this together. I heard a suggestion the other day that each of us put a candle in our window at 7 p.m. every evening, a candle of solidarity and of hope. For us, it can remind us of our beloved chalice. We might even say our chalice lighting words as we light it. I will think of you as I light mine every night. I love you all. I miss you. And I take comfort in remembering that our connection is real and nothing can separate us, not even a virus shutdown. Take care, dear friends. Stay strong. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
Would you join me in singing Draw the Circle Wide? If you're following along in our order of service, there is a small typo in that it's missing a measure and a word, but I think you'll figure out what that is when we get there. We're going to sing the first two lines twice, and then we're going to sing the second two lines twice. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we'll stand side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide.
Today for their beautiful gifts. Before we extinguish our chalice, I want to remind you that we have a virtual coffee hour immediately following the service. Just go to the Zoom link on your order of service, or you can find it on our webpage. And today we're going to invite you in small groups to reflect on the question, who or what in the middle of this crisis has inspired you in the past week? We'll go into breakout rooms once we have a good number of us joining there. Now, please join me in our unison affirmation as Zoe extinguishes our chalice. We extinguish the flame and not the light of truth, the warmth of community or the fire of commitment, those we carry with us and offer as gifts unto the world. Please hold your hands out toward the screen for the words of our benediction. These are the words of Eric Williams. Blessed is the path on which you travel. Blessed is the body which carries you with it. Blessed is your heart that has heard the call. Blessed is your mind that discerns the way. Blessed is the gift you will receive by going. Truly blessed is the gift that you will become on the journey. May you go forth in peace. Beloved friends, take all that we have shared here today and be a blessing to all those you meet, and may you yourselves be blessed. Amen.